Right, hello everyone and welcome to this new video on my channel. So today is Tuesday the 14th of November 2023 and today we've got a match preview on the channel for an all League 2 FA Cup first round replay between Accrington Stanley versus Doncaster Rovers. So as per usual for the games I don't go to, I'll put a match preview out instead. So obviously I'm not going to this match, just decided to give it a miss really because it's Tuesday night, it's a bit awkward getting it off work and we'll go in a few weeks anyway, so I thought give this one a miss with Claycross Town versus Beverley Town instead, and we'll go to the league game in a few weeks time on the 9th of December. So anyway, we've got a match preview instead for you here, so let's get into it. So starting with host Accrington Stanley, and they've just dropped outside of the playoffs in League 2. They're currently in 8th place out of 24th with 8 wins, 2 draws and 7 defeats. So the last game was last Saturday, where they had a 3-1 away loss to Crawley Town. So they're now winless in the last 3 games, although before that they had won 5 in a row in all competitions before that. They'd had a decent start to the season, to be fair, after relegation. They went down last season into League 2. Kind of a difficult one to predict how they do. I said around mid-table, but they've done all right, to be fair. They've had a bit of a mixed results, but then, like I say, 5 wins in a row put them into the playoff places, and after that defeat, they have just dropped outside it, but it's all so close. I mean, I'm going to even talk about Rovers in a bit, but just up to the playoffs, and then even down to where Rovers are, 19th, is just so close in that congestion amount of teams. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Stanley do. Like I say, whether they'll drop a bit like I said in mid-table, or whether they'll have a good push to try and get back into League 1. So a player in common with these two is Josh Andrews, who was on loan at us last season. He didn't really have the best of starts with fair, and then he had an injury, so went back to his parent club, Birmingham City. So it weren't the best of loan spells for him, but he's doing a bit better at Accrington by the look of it. He's had 16 appearances so far and got 5 goals, so like I say, a bit of experience, a bit of maturity, like I say, because he's still a young player. Looks like it's done him a bit of good, and probably better service than we gave him last year, let's be honest. But yeah, hopefully, like I say, he doesn't get his 6th goal against us, but we have always struggled against tall physical players. And what I found with him last season was he was tall, but he didn't know how to use his body that well. So he might have learned that in the last year. So hopefully he hasn't, because we always do struggle against players like that, if that's the case. So let's hope that's not the case. And now moving on to the away team and my team at Doncaster Rovers. So we're currently in 19th out of 24th with 6 wins, 2 draws and 9 defeats. So last result was, of course, last Saturday, where we lost 2-0 to AFC Wimbledon. If you want to see that video, then just go back on the channel. It is the last video on there. So pretty poor performance, to be fair, especially, like I say, in the second half. We just never really pressed Wimbledon at all. Like I say, it just weren't good enough. We just didn't look a threat. You didn't look like scoring all game. And no offence to Wimbledon, they didn't look great either. Looked like, if we'd have pressed them a bit, we could have, had a good chance of getting something from that game. But just didn't happen. And like I say, Wimbledon, they took the 2 chances. And that was the difference. And fair play, they deserved it. So last 3 games we've had 1 win, 1 draw and 1 loss, so a bit of inconsistent form. Well, yeah, like I say, it's been getting better. We have got better, especially since we had our first win back in September, because like I say, performances were there, but we just couldn't get that win. It's been a bit of a mix of fair. There's been some games where we've just not turned up, some games where we've had all the play but not been able to score. There's been a mixture of stuff since that, to be fair. But it's getting there. Like I say, we've had a bit of bad luck with injuries as well. So hopefully, like I say, even players are starting to come back in now, slowly but shortly. So hopefully we can be back up to a full fit squad, not too long, and then we can start getting a bit more consistent form. So obviously the previous result between these two teams was the original tie at the Eco Power, which was a 2-2 draw, which as a Donny fan, it was pretty frustrating when I thought we should have won that one. I think on the overall balance of play, a draw were a fair result, but what I mean by that we should have won that was that we went 1-0 up pretty early, and we should have been at least 3-0 up, because just the chance that we had fair play to their keeper, because he played an absolute blinder. I think he saved 2 at point blank range, where he somehow managed to get his hand to it. But like I say, we need to take them chances, and if we'd have took them chances, it'd have been very hard for Accrington to get back into it, and we'd have probably killed the game off. But went to break with just the 1-goal lead, and of course came out in the second half firing, and they managed to pull it back. So yep, a 2-2 draw. And to be fair, I said it at the time, probably a replay that we didn't need because of squad depth and injuries. However, I think after the Wimbledon game on Saturday, it'll do us good to have a game 3 days later, just to kind of, forget about that Wimbledon game and move on and try and get a decent performance in here. So anyway, moving on to this game then, I'm going to go on to my prediction. So which team do I think are going to go into the second round? I'm going to away tie at either Peterborough United or Salford City. My prediction is, I think we're going to do it. I don't think it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a scrappy one, a very close, edgy game. But I think we're just going to nick it. So I'm going to go with Accrington Stanley 0, Doncaster Rovers 1. Anyway, that is my match preview done. So I hope you enjoyed it. Like I say, I'm not there, so just a preview instead of me being there. So hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. Very close to 1,000 subs now, only 35 to go. So let's make that happen as soon as possible. So the next video you will see is the actual matchday vlog from tonight, which is Claycross Town versus Beverley Town. So until then, thanks a lot for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.